Season 2 of Tulsa King has been announced, despite Stallone talking about how tiring filming this series was. I suppose it's like when Tom Holland was talking about retiring Spider-Man. It's nothing more than talk to try and drive up how much they get paid. If that was the case, then good on you, Stallone. I will always support actors getting paid the most he possibly can, because the suits at the network make millions upon millions for TV. Secure that bag, Dwight. I figured what we could do for this episode is talk about episode 3 and about what we believe is going to be the fate of Tyson, Stallone's driver. We got some hints there at this episode. But before we do that, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. You can always unsubscribe at a later date if you don't like what I'm posting. It's completely free and no hard feelings if you want to go at a later date. Right then, should we get into it? Showtime.
It's showtime, folks.
We started this episode seeing the drug enforcement officers on a raid, and I'll be honest, the most shocking thing about all this was the fact that they do have police in Tulsa. And when the guy said, "I'm letting my dogs out, don't shoot them," I would have put money on them shooting those dogs. Thankfully I was wrong. Based on the previous 2 episodes, I'm very surprised the police exist at all. Why the weirdo from Silicon Valley hasn't called them yet is beyond me. Speaking of which, we unfortunately return to the dispensary again this episode. Where is the point of this goddamn storyline? It goes nowhere and the guy isn't funny. Why do we keep coming back to it? You know how shows today have boomer bait, where they include moments to appeal to boomers and get them on the side? Yellowstone, that's a good example, they do it a lot. Someone pointed out how they're surprised that the prequel series to Yellowstone didn't have a guy go, "Well, you do look after your slaves very well," and that really made me laugh. Well, anyway, this episode's boomer bait was having a weird character talk about being triggered. Clearly bait.
No offense, but I get triggered pretty easily.
What's triggered?
Triggered. The other day when you hit Fred with the water bottle.
Sorry, I'll be more careful.
If anything, this triggered me. It triggered my sense of what's good or bad. And believe me, I wasn't thinking it was good. The blonde barista woman in the beginning was one of Stallone's daughters. She was also in episode 1, in the same role. She keeps being given speaking lines despite having nothing to do with the plot. That's how you can tell she's related to the main star. Oh, and why is Dwight taking driving lessons? And no, you can't say to fill the runtime, even though that's clearly the right answer. He has no reason to be taking a driving test. He hired a driver. Why? Why? Speaking of which, is the whole hand signal thingy still a part of getting your license in Oklahoma?
Over there, don't forget your hand signal either.
Nobody does that anymore.
Not unless they want to pass the road test.
Or was Tyson messing with Dwight? I suppose there are a lot of tractors on the road, so it makes sense, but let me know in the comments.
Drinking beer and getting laid.
I like how the episode turns into Dwight investigating the shooter. Oh, he gets shot at, by the way. He investigates in his mobster-like way. They clearly realised they were having Stallone take a driving test and went, "Oh crap, we should make him do something. Something should happen on this show, otherwise the boomers will switch off."
Okay, if I use this, I guess.
Stallone gets Paul, the driving instructor, to call the DMV and get him the full license plate. Why is he doing this again? I mean, I support it because it's something different for us to do than Stallone hangs up his wash in this episode, which I'm sure they're only 2 episodes away from doing. But wouldn't the police just do that? Why is he doing it?
Like, I don't know who you are or what you want.
I'm a private investigator.
Right, and I'm an astronaut.
He also goes around pretending to be a private investigator. Everyone sees straight through it though, as nobody has ever looked at this bloke and thought, "Oh yeah, he's nondescript enough to be a PI." You'd make Stallone on a character sheet a mile off, wouldn't you? He's got so many discernible qualities.
What can I say? I guess I'm shitty at my job.
Stallone and the woman from episode slept with each other again. Thankfully, this time they didn't write in some awkward dialogue where she realised how old he was. I've still not got quite over that, you know. How do you sleep with this pensioner not knowing he's in his mid-70s? Look at him! Look at him! Who wrote this script?
You realize I'm a criminal, right?
I got Google, man. I know all about you.
Where do you see you? in 5 years.
Now, I'm super worried about Tyson's eventual fate after this episode. Dwight senses the good in him, and knows the line of work he's in isn't for those with his kind of heart. It definitely seems like they're setting him up for a fall. I think Tyson will have a crisis of conscience about his new job with Dwight. Can't speak. He's a little too kind-hearted for this line of work, and Dwight sort of notices that too. I think the writers are building up to this because they'll introduce Tyson's father. Well, he's been introduced already, but they'll introduce him as a proper character, one who doesn't just stand and react without any lines. And I'm sure they'll push his character as someone who's really concerned about him and wants him to go to college. We saw his textbooks in his room, he's considering it.
So he was like a high-level associate, right? I could be like that in 5 years.
I think Tyson will eventually depart Dwight's crew, and Dwight will be supportive and probably pay his tuition fees. At least that's how I hope it goes. The more likely way for his character seems to be death. Seeing him talk in the mirror about, if you want him, you have to go through me.
We tight. You make a move on him, you best make a move on me too.
Really does seem to suggest that someone is going to take him out this season while he's defending Dwight. You saw how concerned his dad was over hearing him say these things. I'd be a little bit gutted because if anyone deserves to die in this show, it's the guy who runs the dispensary. He's the biggest waste of space on TV at the moment. Really, why is he still in this? Why? Sorry. I'll stop going on about him now. What do you think will happen to Tyson? Will he die defending Dwight? Will he go to college? Or will his dad simply stop him from hanging around Stallone? Let me know your best theories in the comments below, and I'll reply to them in the next video. Episode 3 really got the show back on track, didn't it? And it's starting to build up again. I love where they're going with Tyson's storyline, and Stacy is becoming a bit more of a well-rounded character. We are heading in the right direction, it feels like, even if we did start off on the dud that was the Stallone takes a driving test storyline.
It's not for everybody.
Let me know what you thought about this episode overall as well in the comments. I'm really interested to hear what you think. Right, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you watch this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. You can always unsubscribe at a later date if you don't like what I'm posting. It's completely free. No hard feelings if you want to go. Do you want me to talk about episode 4? If so, as always, all you have to do is ask in the comments below, and I always do what my viewers want. Right then, anyway, I'll let you go. Watch these videos while you're here. Bye.